I'd like to talk about China. As you know, China has an importance in global economy and global policy. It's very important. It has a very huge population, and every move that has China made has an effect in global economy in our lives somewhere else in Europe or Middle East or United States, South America, Canada, wherever you are living. So before we go into global economy or the question if there is a recession or not, in this video we would like to spare our time to China and focus on China, talk about China a little bit. Why? Because China is really a big stone in a glass. So what happens there affects all of us. Coming to China, we have to look at a little bit to China as a history and then come to today. As China has some years of, let's say, sadness in their history, they feel that they have to prove themselves to global arena. So since 1978, they have decided to open the market to international arena. And in '79, they have established a contract with the United States and they have made a deal. So they have started the trade, and since then we have been seeing and monitoring the Chinese growth closely. The yearly annual pace growth is in between minimum 7 or 6% to 11-12% in some cases. Now the easy times has ended. This is the topic of this video and why it has ended. Now, as you know, China has applied a method of taking the products from the high quality manufacturer where they are located in Europe and or United States, and they imitated this and they produced their own brands. Now the first imitations were very poor, lame, but as the time passed and expected, China has gained the momentum and now they can produce high quality and including the artificial intelligence. This shows that they are becoming a main competitor to US and the US economy. And when President Trump was on his campaign in the road, he was mentioning that he is going to have some conversation with the Chinese leader and he will try to have some new trades agreement with them. And since he is in the office, he has been doing what he had been saying. Now there's a trade war between China and United States, especially on the intellectual rights, which means that this thema or idea is very important also to China, because if they are going to guarantee somehow that they are going to, if not totally make it lost, but at least diminish the number of cases where some people are buying the products, imitating them, and it causes a loss to United States economy. It will also mean a loss to Chinese economy as of today. Now China's economically is now, decreasing the pace. The momentum is getting lost from 11-12% to, as of today, the last quarter in 2018 is 6.05. So considering this, the China is going to have some difficult time ahead. Why? Because now they have come from imitating in 1980s to artificial intelligence becoming a main competitor to United States, meaning that they have come to a point where they are really should invest in technology and show that they are really not only imitator but also original manufacturer. This is not easy to be done because you have to also now have some or you have to face some problems in national or local markets, domestic market as well as international area, meaning now China has to devote its also concentration to international affairs or businesses, as well as increasing the quality of lives within a 1.3 billion lives in China. It's not very easy task, considering that 40 million people is left without a job in 2018 in China. and then China as a government has put a lot of money into market in order to increase the economic indicators. 2019 also emphasized that the road ahead of China is not easy and bumpy, let's say. Now coming to this point, they have to, and all indications showing that they are intent to have some kind of, I will say, a trade agreement with United States in not every items, but in most coverage items, where it can relieve China from the negative economic indicators. But however, this is not going to help the global economy. Like the countries Turkey, Pakistan, Mexico, Poland, they are having some kind of economic problems. And the recovery programs that even the Russia has put recently shows that a recession is a major threat to developing countries and also some developed countries too. Now, from this point, we have been projecting that not immediately, but by the 2019, end of 2019, but most definitely 2020, there will be no crisis. However, we are expecting a kind of a recession. There will be more people will be left without a job, which is a major risk to global economy, because the protectionism policy within the United States is also causing damage to global economy, as well as the Chinese actions against the US manufacturer is causing also a threat to US economy. But as we know, there's a phrase that when the elephants are, fighting on top of the grasses, only the mice beneath them are getting damage of it. So meaning that now even the United States and some other developed countries might have some disputes with China. The most negative aspects will be met by developing countries. Therefore, the recessions will hit them at first. We are seeing these first signs from Pakistan that they are trying to get an agreement with IMF leader, which they had met last week in Dubai during the conference. Turkey has a very bad economic indicator since the fourth quarter of 2018. Erdogan has openly declared a war to grocery prices. We are hearing that Mexico has been now open a fight against electrical manufacturers, which we are going to also talk about this later. And he wants to also control the electric producers in the country, because he sees that there's something is coming up. And Russia's advanced economic program also indicates that between Russia and the European Union, the relations will not be getting better in coming 5 years at least. So all these things sum up our idea that the economy, global economy, will not recover quickly. There will be a recession, and the threat of the recessions is getting imminent now, is getting very serious. If I can only advise you that you should take your decisions if you want to set up a new business in future, or if you want to develop a new business. You should consider to listen and read all the points of a possible recession and how it might affect your businesses.